You go to your letterbox, you see a letter from your local council informing you there's a new building development being built right next door. What does this mean? What can you do? Is it good? Is it bad? And what should you do? So just to explain, when you get that letter from the council, it's got a window of opportunity. Well, first of all, it notifies you that someone, let's say the neighbour next door, has put in an application to build a unit block. The letter will identify what type of alterations, building or development they're doing. It can be as minor as a balcony extension, putting a pool in, putting a second story on the family home, or it can be extreme as someone trying to do a 30-room boarding house next door, which has been happening quite a lot. Now, the main thing, sometimes for the homeowner, this can be great because you see someone doing maybe a townhouse development next door, and it makes you think, going, wow, is there more than what I can do to this block of land than the single dwelling? Is there an opportunity for me to do a development with them? Will what they do devalue my property? Now, if I was the landowner and there was a development next door, the main things I would look for is what they're going to do going to devalue my property, and what can I do about it? So for example, they may be doing 3 townhouses next door, but they've got all the balconies, they've got the highest point of their building because it can be tiered with levels, all on your boundary facing the other way and not so high on the adjoining neighbour, which means your home would lose its privacy and also the sunlight. Now, when selling a home, a lot of the buyers really want privacy and they want sunlight. So when you get this letter, it's a great opportunity for you to have a look at what they're planning to do, and it gives you the opportunity to speak with the person next door to see what you can broker. You may be able to join your house into that development and you share in the profits. It may give you an idea of what you can do on yours, but more importantly, it gives you a window of opportunity to discuss with them that they can tweak their design. Because let's just say the other neighbour doesn't, they do nothing. Then you may say, well, do you mind putting the balconies on the other side? Because in that letter, you have the opportunity to basically put up your concerns, but it's a lot quicker if you deal directly with them and then they modify than going through the council. So they will want to speak to you. The less objections they get, the faster their development will get through. So instead of doing nothing, I would encourage you to speak with them. So therefore, you may be able to get something like let's just say you've got a garage door and it's on where your bedroom is. Now, if you're trying to sell that home and a mum and dad are looking at that, or anyone, and they look at the new development and there's going to be a roller door with 10 cars coming in and out, it's going to affect the value. But this is a great time that you could speak to him and potentially get that roller door moved to the other side of the development. Also, that's one thing I'll do. I would also look at the New South Wales planning portal. Now, this website will tell you the zoning and what uses are permitted, which will give you an idea of the likelihood of the development going through. Now, for example, if you've got an area which says is R2 zoning and he's trying to do a unit block, not a boarding house, just a normal unit block, it's not going to get through. Most councils, like Northern Beaches, if it's not zoned for it, they don't really change the zoning at all. So you'd look at that notice and go, it's probably not worth the paper it's printed on. But then it may say you can do a townhouse. And if he's doing a townhouse development, you go, well, it's probably quite likely. It's permitted under the zoning, so he's allowed to do it. And this is where some people get it wrong, or they're misinformed. When you get this letter, just because you don't like it does not mean you can stop the development. So I would encourage you to go in with an open mind and work with the neighbour instead of just trying to object, because the reality is there's council requirements through the LEP which says how high the building can be, how long it is, how wide, and what they can do. If the developer is within those restraints, it's generally going to get approved. So regardless of your emotion or what you do or don't like. So it's a time to open the dialogue, to see how you can benefit from it or not devalue your own property. I would also engage a town planner as well, because then especially if you know that development's going to go ahead, to see what your opportunities are. Because Sometimes there's the FSR to floor space ratio. Now on your neighbor's block with their land size, they may only be able to do 3 townhouses. But if they join yours, let's say they can do 3.5. But if they join yours and you can also do 3.5, if you guys combine, you will gain an extra dwelling by working together. So therefore, you could engage, your town planner could say, well, if you join together, separately you're both worth 2 million, but maybe together you're worth 5 million and you could share in that profit. And that's where you'd also engage your local real estate agent. So you could say, this is my house, they're planning to build this next to me. How would this impact me positively, negative, and how could I make this work for me? Because keep in mind, if it doesn't break any of the council regulations, it's going to go ahead. So you've got this small window to see on how you could at least tweak it to make it more desirable for you. Also, a lot of people don't realize any supporting documents, floor plans, architectural plans, landscaping, solar, geotechs, they're all public. Whatever that there's no backroom deals or any hidden information. Whatever application happens for that land, it's going to be logged onto your local council website. So Northern Beaches, you go to Northern Beaches Council Development Applications, you either search the property, or if you got the ID number from the letter, you can search via the letter, and that will have all the information there that you need to assess your position and what steps you can do next. So there's a great website that can keep you informed with any type of new development application being lodged with the council. It's called Planning Alerts. I understand that you may have your family home and you're checking that letterbox once a day, or feel like myself, never. But you may also have investment properties and you're never checking those letterboxes. And these notifications really only last 14 days. So you need to be on top of it to get your opportunity your window of opportunity to have your say. So if you log into Planning Alerts, you can register your home address, maybe a property address, or even a property you're looking to buy to see what's going on in that area. You'll be shot an email daily if an application gets alerted. Therefore, you can stay on top of it and make your assessment there. So really handy. We've all seen the letters in our letterbox. Hope this video has helped to let you know what you can do with it, what to look out for, and any further questions, you can contact myself at any time. Thank you.